I can see some beautiful names, my colleagues from all over. I cite you. Babcock Connection, I can see you. Okay, so you can start repping your universities in the chat room. Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate your logging in this afternoon. And I'm very honored to be able to have this opportunity to speak to you this afternoon. And I want to promise you that your time will not be wasted. The effort you used to log in for this session will not be wasted. And right about now, I can see we still have anticipate that more people will join in, but we need to start because our time is very important. Thank you so much. Okay, so just a brief introduction for some of us. I believe that if you are here in this meeting, you've probably taken the time to research about me for those that have not met us, but just a quick, a brief history about the person you are meeting, or a brief profile, is that she's a lawyer. As you could have seen from my QS profile, I'm managing partner of Georgetown Solicitors, and I'm also a QE scholar. And as a result of this, I've taken this responsibility upon myself to share my award application experience, since I was getting a lot of calls on how to go about this whole, the second cohort call for the application for the Queen Elizabeth Scholars. So why are we here? Like I said, as a way of introduction, is to basically give clarifications. I saw that I was receiving calls, messages from various quarters, asking different questions, and I find that some people do not even know about the opportunity. And seeing that in the midst of our tight schedule, as you will understand, it might not be feasible to have this kind of long conversation with everyone. And so this meeting, this call this afternoon just became expedient overnight. Like, look, I have to do this, and good thing is on recording. So subsequently you can share, and you can probably request for the recording to watch later, just in case you miss any notes. Thank you so much. So I can see Mojisola. For some of us who've chatted, there are some names that you have not seen. So I would just like to hear from 3 participants, or if you're attending this afternoon, what are your key expectations? What do you intend to get from this so that your time will be worthwhile? I would like 3 persons to just let us know, because I want this to be interactive. In as much as I said it's going to be an expose, I want to share my experience. I also like you to share what you are thinking about this, and then going forward, we can both learn from the experience. So can 3 persons this afternoon share or tell us why they are here and what they are thinking or expecting to get from this at the end of this meeting? Thank you. Who will go first? I can see. Okay, you can raise your hand, so I'll just beckon on you to speak, or you can unmute and speak. Hello. Okay, from Afua to everyone. Afua, you can unmute and speak. You say how to approach the research. Just unmute and speak. Our host, can they unmute and speak? Afua wants to speak.
Yes, thank you very much, Sophia. So initially I couldn't unmute, and so that's why I typed yes. So my name is Sophia Tete, and I'm logged in from Ghana. Okay. So thank you very much. Yes. So how to approach the research write-up. So in the application process, I recognize that you need to come up with a research proposal. And so how to go about it, that is my main aim for joining this morning session.
Thank you so much. Afa wants to know how to approach the research proposal, right?
Yes.
Thank you. What university are you from?
I'm from the University of Ghana.
Okay,
Legal.
you're welcome. Can we have two other persons? Thank you, Afua. Professor Abiri, I think he wants to speak. Prof, please, can you unmute and speak?
Yes, I am happy to be here. My name is Festus Abiri. I'm a professor and a senior advocate of Nigeria. I teach in a university, and I've been interested in knowing how colleagues in my university can take advantage of this. Basically, because these are opportunities that open up for academics that they do not know. So I want to see how it is possible, and like Afia said from Ghana, how exactly proposals should be structured so that people who qualify can be listed and shortlisted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Festus Abiri, SAN. I'm happy to have dignified, distinguished personality as Professor Festus in our midst this morning. It may interest you to know that Professor Festus Abiri was one-time Deputy Registrar of the Nigeria Law School, Yenagua campus, and I'm happy that he's interested in helping other professionals to grow. Thank you so much, Prof. Can we have a final comment from our participants before we start? What do you expect to get from this? Expectation from this 1 hour or thereabouts. What are you expecting to see?
Good morning. Or good
morning.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, introduce yourself and go on, please. Your name and your university, your location, where you're calling from. Oh no, that's your network is bad from your location.
But I can hear you now.
Okay, can you try again,
Okay.
or you type it in the chat box?
Okay, maybe I should type it if you can't hear me.
Okay, I'll just give you a minute. I see someone is asking if we could get a translation in French. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That came out an afterthought from one of our colleagues yesterday, and we couldn't. I'm trying to see if we can get someone online in French to just drop some notes from time to time. But if you can send me a mail later after this meeting, we could do something for our French-speaking audience. Thank you. Okay, aside the participant that is typing, I don't know if there's any other person. I want to start. So if I see it, okay, so Anne Adeyonju said, locating a partner center is my challenge. Okay, let me just take that down. Locating, okay, so what you mean is a placement partner. You're a biochemist. So yes, what university are you from, Anne? Okay, so her challenge with respect to the application process is how to locate a placement partner. So I'm happy, proposal, the 3 expectations, hopefully we'll be able to address them in the course of the meeting. So I just want us to go, let's see how the session will run, and hopefully towards the end, we'll have time for questions and answers. So she's from Koladaisi University in Ibadan. Thank you very much. So why am I setting up this meeting? Like I said, it's not going to be a too-formal meeting, just like a family meeting, an open house meeting. That's just how I want this to be. I decided to quickly set up this meeting because I recall with nostalgia how I was feeling around this time in 2021 when I was doing this application, how I felt overwhelmed. In fact, my first reaction when I saw the call, I read it and it was as if I wasn't sure, like, could this be real? I left it. And then I got a call from my mentor that forwarded it to me. Sophia, how far? What have you done with? How far? I kept on giving excuses. Well, why? But because really, by the time I opened it and read around the website, different files, and I kept on clicking on the various information, it was as if it was too much. It was as if it was too good to be true. Like, and then around that period, for those of us that are attending this afternoon, maybe you are running up your PhD or because the program, this particular opportunity, the QS call, is for those candidates completing their PhD. So you're towards the end of your PhD or early career academics, or you're thinking of transiting to academics from 0 to 5 years after your PhD. That's what this particular QS second cohort call for Caltech University is for. And so around that time, I was preparing for my pre-field. So that's like your major seminar, your chapter 1 to 3, where you're going to present it to the faculty. And so I already had that timeline I was working with, dealing with that. And then I saw this opportunity. I looked at it. I looked at the inclusion, all the economic things, the agenda, the area they wanted for the call. I looked at my proposal at that point. I knew it wasn't fitting to what I felt would be accepted. And so it occurred to me that for me to qualify, I would have to restructure my work, like retilt my research work and my proposal to a particular way. And so I considered it. I felt it was too much to do, and I left it. I kept on coming up with good excuses to drop it, but thank God for my supervisor. Each time I would go and meet him and say, at this particular call, I don't think I want to do it. It will waste my time. He will say, Sophia, we will go back to it. He kept on dragging me. At the end of the day, so I was fighting. I had 2-3 different persons calling from time to time. What about that thing you talked about? What about that call? What have you done about it? Finally, I was able to convince myself. It took me a while. So this was, I think it took me over 3 weeks to make up my mind. So at this time, right now, you can see that today is 15th. The call is ending 20th. So we have less than 5 days. So around this time, it was hit for me. I remember very vividly that the last 10 days, so when that's, so November 12th in 20, which is November 11 in Canada time, but it was November 12th in Nigeria. I did not sleep for the last 10 days because I was everywhere trying to look for all the information. And so when this call came out and I started getting inquiries, I'm like, if someone doesn't really know about this and does not have any help, the information itself can be intimidating. The level of information that is required from you. If you've not tried your hand on any international application, award process or grant process before now, it could be intimidating. And so I actually empathize with you. I understand. If you were like me and you are feeling a bit overwhelmed about everything, you are not alone. It's normal. But the good news is, after this exposition, I hope and I believe that after now, you'll be able to take it up, take the challenge up, because I believe at some point, one of the things that kept me going, because I felt it was really difficult, because I had not done this kind of thing before, I made up my mind at a particular point of the process that, look, at this point, everything is going to be worthwhile. Even if I'm not chosen, the idea and the process of gathering all the information, uploading them, putting my acts together, my thoughts together, it did something to me. And I said, look, I have learned something. I suddenly realized the import of my professional activities. And that was where I zeroed my mind in that, look, I am going for this opportunity. I'm giving it my all and I'm giving it my best. So now I want to go into the main application process. So I've just shared about my emotional state to you. You ask, how is it important? Yes, it is important, because if you are doing something and your mind is not there in the first place, you do something like, they said I should do it, let me just submit something, you're already defeated. So for you to get something, for you to be chosen, I believe as a person of faith that there has to be a spirit behind you. You actually have to even believe that you'll be chosen for this thing. And then you're putting your best foot forward. You're not just writing about yourself. The key thing in the whole of the application process that you will read about is your proposer. And the other key thing is the placement partner. I'm happy Efwa's, one of our concerns, she said, is locating a placement partner. Now, that placement partner is the organization you will work with, either in Ghana or in West Africa. So the call is, the whole essence of the program is like a 2-3-dimensional thing. So there are two things that are key. Your research work, you are going to be assigned to a professor in Carleton University or in any of the partner universities to be guiding you, to be assisting you with more ideas that maybe your university mentors and supervisors are assisting. And then you're going to have somewhere where you're going to share at least 30% of your time with. Now, that placement partner is very key, because if you do not choose a placement partner that aligns with your research, your proposal, you are not likely to be taken, because the placement partner is looking for candidates that are coming in, that will come and add value to them, that your research work or your ideas, whatever you are bringing, we add value to them. So you must tailor that your proposal. So for those that are PhDs, it might be a bit easy for you, because for me, it was just seamless. I was already working on my thesis around that period. I just had to alter, look at the keywords for the award and look at the areas they are looking for. It's okay. I want to look at inclusion. I want to look at economic sustainability. It was already part of my research. So it was just easy for me to add 1 or 2, 3 keywords and see how I could, work my proposal to suit the award. It might be easy for you if you already have a thesis or something that is in line with this call. But if not, you have to now think of something unique that you're going to do within the period that you are coming, because the application, they need to see that you are coming in and it's going to be worth your while. Remember that the whole essence of this call in Hausa, it means our own room to write. For ladies, they understand that the whole essence of motherhood, family responsibilities and all that may be delaying your research work. So you have an opportunity to focus. So you need to be thinking, what is that key thing I'm going to apply? What is that key thing I'm going to be able to do when I get to Canada or any of the placement partner in West African states you are going to be sent to? You must be able to communicate clearly, logically, what you want. So that's for the proposal. I'm touching proposal. I'm touching the issue of placement partner. So you see so many placement partners. There are different organizations. Like if you are a science person, you are more likely going to go to AIMS. You are going to, if you are in this science base, if you are in this humanities, social sciences. So if you look at the various, you need to go and read those placement partners, what their objective is all about. Read it very well. And then you don't just go and choose a placement partner because, oh, this one is, the name looks nice, I like them. No, you don't just like them. You choose a placement partner that aligns with your research. If you are science related, you look for the placement partners that are science related, that want to take you in, so that when you come in, you are going to add value. Because remember that you are going to be working there for the period of the time. It's like anybody employing someone wants someone that is going to come that will add value. So while you are choosing that placement partner, you remember that you're going to be looking at what they're about, their objectives, their activities so far. That's how the placement partner too is going to be looking at your profile, because this application that you're packaging, the placement partners are also going to be part of the team that will select. So they will be looking at your activities so far. So all the questions that you have been asked in the course of this award application, or what are your leadership abilities? What have you done in the past? What have you done that is online? Have you published any paper? Those are the things they will be looking out for. So the ability for you to be able to tailor, put everything you have done together clearly, logically, with evidence, that's what will probably give you a foot in the room. And I hope that you'll take it. So right now, I will just share bit by bit. I'm trying to get a copy of the particular application award, because I got some questions. I remember that it was also not easy at the time. One of the confusions I had was locating the form to download the package for the application. I had a challenge of locating it, so I was able to get help and we downloaded it. So one or two people had sent me a message that they couldn't locate the package. So if you are in this call and you have not been able to locate the package to download the forms, about 7 pages right now, just send me a chat, or I'm sure you have my email already. It's on the website. After now, you can send me a mail. I can just forward it to you. I'd already forwarded to 1 or 2 persons. You are not alone. We're all confused in the beginning too, like that. So to address, I will just take it bit by bit. I've already touched on the issue of proposal. I've touched a bit on the issue of placement, but I'm going to run through, I intend to run through within the time allotted, because we're going to be closing this session in the next 1 hour. I'm going to run through session by session very briefly to give you an idea. I'll probably just use my own, but if you have not, okay, say you've located the form, but do I print and hand fill? No, you can't print and hand fill. Amina is asking if she can download the form and hand fill. No, you have to type on it. So you locate it, you change it to Word, you have to type everything on it. When you are done, you change it to PDF and you upload it. I want to see how I can share what I did. And so I will just talk through it section by section. So if you are confused, it might be easier by the time you see. I think the key thing, the major thing for me is the proposal. So the major thing is the proposal. Like Prof said, he wants to know how for the students in the university and the various schools can structure their proposal. And I will chip in something before I go in detail. We hope we have the time to run through everything. If you are not a PhD or you already have something key you are working on, you have the timeline to finish. So for me, as at that time, it was instrumental to me. I was looking for somewhere I will go where I will have the time to round up my work. That was part of my major thing I said. But of course, we had challenges. It didn't happen. By the time I was going, I'd finished the major part of the work, which was the time to research. So just other fallout I was working on. So if you don't have, so depending on your stage, if assuming you are an early career academic, you're done with your PhD, and then the first issue you are having is, how do I structure a proposal to apply for this application? So what I would just advise is, you know, as an academic, you should have a research agenda at every point in time. You should have a plan. You should have something you want to add value. I think really this is what this call is about. You should be able to add value. So you should think of something unique. Let's say you are researching on plants. I think it's Zephyr that said she's a biochemist. Let's say you are trying to do a research on how to prevent COVID from happening, or a vaccine. Look for something that you know is tangible, that you're working on, and that you know that by the time you go to Caltin or maybe any of the West African partners, you intend to get something, a technical support, and then you have something you want to add that will make you better. And then you have a particular proposal and agenda that within this period, you have a time frame where you project that you should be able to finish the research. So it's not be something open-ended. That's how you are able to structure a proposal. It should be something tangible to say, oh, this is where I am currently, this is what I want to do. This is how this organization, this is how my research proposal aligns with this organization. So for instance, my work and my area was on corporate sustainability, succession planning, women inclusion in West Africa. And so when I, first of all, say, what is your proposal? What's your research about? So I wrote key things. You remember that if you look at that form, they have limited spaces. So there are some things, there are some sections that maybe to be 300 words, 100 words. So the way the form is structured, that's 7 pages. You will know that you can't write too much. So if you box, you must know how to think to be able to bring the succinct words out. That if you are writing only 4 lines, if anybody reading it should be able to understand what you are saying. So I had to say, oh, this is the reason, this is my research proposal, and this is a problem. It's just like how you write an abstract. So it's like writing an abstract to say, oh, this is a problem, this is why I'm researching, this is where I'm currently at. You talk about what's the solution, what you think you get at the end of that whole research. So you can tell all this to anything. So there's a section for proposal. There's also a section for placement partner. So when you're talking about placement partner, you have to relate what you are doing, how it impacts that placement partner, why that placement partner is the unique place for you to do your placement. And then the another key thing there is your mentors. Now you have to go and look at all the profiles of the different mentors and choose. Locate the person. Don't just go and locate a name and say, oh, this person looks like, because this person's profile looks big, I want this person. No, you have to locate someone. How to locate a mentor? You look at the works they've done before. Look at the areas that maybe this person has written in different journals, something relating to your work. That person is a beautiful mentor for you. Don't just pick someone that you, of course, number one, the person may reject you as a mentor, they may not pick you. Even if they end up picking you, by the time you get there, the person will not be interested in the work. So you need to get somebody that is actually passionate among the person. So by the time you align yourself with a mentor that his research area aligns with you, you choose a placement partner that when they see your work, they can't even wait to meet you, then you're already on your way to success. So for Prof, you need to encourage the PhDs that are within your domain to apply. So it puts their work into perspective. For those that do not have timeline to say, okay, I want to finish within this period, and that's why I'm doing this. I need time to get away, because they are going to hold you accountable. So when you go, you need to be able to pick and say, okay, I was away for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. This was what I said I was going to do. By the time I finish, I've come back with it. So it's not a time that you have, it's not an opportunity to go and sightsee yet, but you must be able to achieve something. The whole idea is that they want an opportunity for you to be able to impact the world. So right now, I want to share, I want to see how I can share my screen. If I can run through my work, just session by session, just so you have an idea of what we're talking about. It's to give you an idea. You know, we have a lot of we have science. I know that we have some people that may be science inclined, like, you know, I'm a lawyer, so my work may be different from you. So if you have particular challenges after now, if you chat me up, I could link you up with any of our colleagues, like probably if I know someone that aligns particularly with what you are doing. If you have any question that not be resolved, how I can assist. But I just want to give you an idea so it will be easier for you to navigate the opportunity. Just give me a moment as I want to draw out my QS application for you, just to help. Okay. Good. You are screen sharing. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. You can see the QS application form, right?
Yes.
Good. So that's just what I wanted to do. Because for people that are confused, this is just my way of giving back, because I know how it was for me. I was really confused, but thank God I had the help of my supervisor, mentors that actually pushed me, and I'm very happy and honored to be able to do this with you. So you can see, because some people have asked me different questions, my university, who will sign letter and all that, except the process has changed, it has not changed. You don't need an institutional letter of support right now. Like you can see, they said, please note, an institutional letter of support will be requested after final acceptance. So it's only when they have accepted you, they will ask for that letter of support. They will not ask for it now. So just concentrate. As at that time, remember, I was at the final stage of my PhD, so my supervisor's name was here. So if you are not in the final stage of your PhD, assuming you are an early career, let's say you are working in a university, so your supervisor's name will probably be your HOD, the direct person you are reporting to, and then you put the person's title and all that. And you can see I put my proposed mentor, and then my proposed research placement partner there was Afro-Canadian Chamber of Commerce. I checked out these 3 persons because I wasn't sure. The area I'm researching on, or rather I was researching on, as at that time, still on it. These 3 names, these 3 mentors I proposed, they all had something that linked me up with them in their research work. I saw that they were doing some things on sustainability business that related to me. So I put the 3 names. And it might interest you to know that among the three, it's only one of them in the middle that is a lawyer. Professor Dana Brown is a business person, Diane is an economic, but because my work is kind of a bit interdisciplinary kind of my research area, I felt that I could draw strength, I could draw technical support from these mentors. And that's why, because when you choose mentor, you should be able to justify why you are proposing this person to be your mentor and then your placement partner. So before I got this placement partner, I've gone to read about the Afro-Canadian Chamber of Commerce to see what they were doing and how it aligned with my research area. And that was why I chose them. So you need to be thinking about this when you are thinking about your proposed mentor. Ensure you know exactly what your area is. And then you are looking at these people. So now, how to check that you are not just picking anybody. Go and check the areas where the proposed mentors, they would have written papers, publications online, they would have done work. See if it aligns with your work. If it does not align, please do not choose that mentor because it will not favor you. I don't think it will favor you because naturally you will be talking to a mentor that does not, is not in line with what you are saying. It will be a struggle. So please it's better you pick someone that aligns with you. So now project description. So in this area, you can see that they said the next section is a maximum of 4 pages. 4 pages is allotted and readers will not review beyond these allotted pages. So to me, that was a big struggle, but that's actually part of the test. Ability for you to be able to, for you to be able to communicate logically. So you have 1 billion things you want to say and they have told you it's only 5 lines. You have to now bring out the keywords. And I now projected my research focus that I was at the advanced stage of my research work. I was concluding the final chapters and I said what my work was about. You understand? So it's just like, you know how you write an abstract. So that's what I did in this, my research focus. I talked about the problem, what I'm thinking I want to do, the reasons. And then I also talked about my research methodology, what I was going to do, and what I was planning to go and do in Canada. So one of the key things I said here was my focus was going to part of it was to be able to develop my work, to be able to publish in various articles at located journals that I felt that if I come to Canada, I'll publish here, I'll do this. I said everything I intended to do here. And then how is this research relevant to the placement partner? In this section, I'd gone to research the placement partner. As at that time, my own placement partner was Afro-Canadian Chamber of Commerce. But by the time I was, by the time we applied, it took almost 2 years to get there. My placement partner finally changed. I got someone about this. I saw the things they were doing that aligned with my research. And I said, why? That my research is relevant to the placement partner because my focus is on businesses and how businesses can be sustained for generations, and particular references to family business, which is a call for the African Canadian Chamber of Commerce, and it aligns with their aims and objectives to support Black businesses, entrepreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs to serve small. So, what I did was I looked at my work, I looked at the objective of the placement partner I had chosen, and I tied it to say, this is how it is relevant. You must be able to show, and you show one objective of your work, your research focus, and how it ties with the major objective of the placement partner. You need to be sure. And that's how, in this same place, research relevance to placement partner, you also talk about your mentors, the mentors you have chosen for your work, how maybe their research focus, the work they have done, how it will help you by the time you are aligned, you are approved for the mentor is given to you. The mentor will be able to help you harness, bring out the best in you to work with your supervisors or mentors in Nigeria to ensure that at the end of the day, you come up with a powerful research work and output. So that's what you are going to explain here. Your research relevance to the placement partner. You're going to talk about the research focus relevancy of your work to the organization, and then the mentors you have chosen and how their own work aligns with your work and how you think they are suitable mentors for you and they will help you. You say that. And then in methodology, you can see there's a section for methodology. So for the science inclined candidates, of course, you have to know how you are going to write it here. You need to say exactly what you are going to do. If you're going to be working with samples, maybe blood samples or chickens or whatever for the biochemist, you need to state it very, very, very clear, just like the way you talk about your methodology when you are writing an article, you state it. And as you can see, you have limited time, limited space. So it's not like you have 10 pages, no. You can see what I did here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about 12 or 13 lines. So it's a summary. Then describe any leadership activities you currently participate in. As at that time, I had to, so if you're like me, you probably, maybe you're involved in so many things. You now look at the key ones that you know make sense, that aligns with this work and the global audience, and you state those things. You say you currently participating, you list everything, and most of them I have some digital footprints. It's not that you say you are doing you are doing leadership activities or you have been participating in things, and no, someone cannot go online and see anything you have ever done. No. So this session particularly made a very strong impact on me because it actually brought to bear most of the things I had been doing, and I felt I was just being myself. I saw the relevance as at the time I was putting this thing together, that look, all these things matter. So you are going to say, describe everything that looks like a leadership activity, innovation, things you've been doing. And it doesn't have to be only your work. So for some of the things I even wrote, I think, did I add my church activity? Everything I was doing, from fellowship to professional organization to what I did in school, I wrote all the leadership, the advocacy things I had done, not-for-profit activities. So it's not just leadership in your office. No, you state everything and you say the outcomes of those programs, what you have done. So that's what I did under the section for describe any leadership activities you currently participate in. Then it said, how will participation in this award build your own research capacity? So I said, at this point, you are going to state it. I don't know what it is for you at your stage of your own career right now, career progression. But for me, as at that time, I said the participation in this award was going to build my research capacity. It will present me an opportunity to transform my thesis to a monograph, like expand my horizon. It will give me exposure to make me to develop some part of my work to articles. So I said, you have to be able to think. You want an opportunity to go and research. If they give you, how would they build your own research capacity? Maybe for you, it's training, you want opportunities, you want to have the opportunity to attend an international conference. And by the time you come back or the particular training, it will help you. You state it there. Just state what you are looking forward to. And it has to be something that is also realistic, that you think at the end of the day, it would, like I said, my closing paragraph here was that the whole award at the end of the day would greatly enhance my research experience as it would equip me to be eligible for future academic progression, particularly as I intend to pursue a career path to becoming a professor of business sustainability. So you can say what you are looking forward to. So to me, this session for me was like a prophecy. I was applying for something. I was thinking about my life. I was thinking about the career progression, where I was at that point. As at 2 years ago, I'm like, look, if I go for this thing, if I get this thing, how will it open me up? What opportunities will it give to me? Where do I see myself 1, 2 years after now? This experience. So you must be able to think and put it, because remember, like I said, this session is like a prophecy, because whatever you say and you believe will actually come to pass, and the international community, the whole world, is waiting to see that you came and you said you were going to do this. You can be sure that they will be watching to see if you have the opportunity, whether you're actually going to become what you said you will become as a result of the opportunity. So the next session here is how would participation in this award strengthen the capacity of your institution? As you already know from the conversation so far, for you to be eligible, you must be affiliated to a university. So it's either you are a final year student of your PhD, you are about rounding up, or you are an early career PhD, professional academic. You finish your PhD within under 5 years. And so how would this participation in this award strengthen the capacity of your institution? To me, at this session, you need to write how you are going to give back. So you've enjoyed an award, you have the international exposure, you've learned new things, you've been exposed to an international institution. What are you going to come back to come and do? How will your participation there strengthen the capacity of your institution. So I wrote, I was coming at that point from the School of Law and Security Studies in Babcock University. So I looked at areas that Babcock at that point was currently working on my university, and I said, oh, there's a particular regime, there's the findings and recommendations. This school, part of the ideals is a particular thing. By the time I go, I expect that this experience that I bring back, I'll be able to transfer back the knowledge by doing this. So I actually listed things I was going to do. I was going to give back to the various departments. Like in Babcock University, there's a department for the Office of Research, Innovation, and International Cooperation. So that was one of the first things I saw, because even when I got the award, when I got the call, I was really confused. I didn't know how to go about it. So my first point of call was to go and meet my supervisor and then my research methodology lecturers, the professors. I went to discuss with them, and then I visited the Office of the Research, Innovation, and International Cooperation. I actually got good support. It might interest you to know, I will blow it here. The director of this office at that time is a professor, Professor Tayo Grace. He's the VC, so it's very influential. But I was surprised that I actually got an audience. And by the time I said I was confused, you can imagine just walking into an office to say, for those of us in Nigeria, you understand what I mean. The factor of walking into that kind of person's office to say, I want this, and I was immediately attended to. In fact, that was where they downloaded, I navigated the download of the form. It was from that office. So when I started getting inquiries from prospective scholars that, oh, they didn't know where the form was, the website, I said, I totally understand. I was like that too. So I was able to get that support. And so that was the first thing that came to my mind, that once I get this thing by God's grace, I'm going to be close to this Office of the RIC. I'm going to be close to the Babcock Research Council. I'm going to be close to the leadership of my department, Faculty of Law, which is the School of Law and Security Studies, to ensure that I'm their advocate and I'm ambassador to the university to assist in whatever. All this knowledge, I'm not going to swallow it and keep it. I'm going to give back as much as I can. That was what I said. Yours may be different. You may be working in a research institution, for instance, like Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal. So you say how you are going to impact, what you are going to do. How will this your participation strengthen the capacity of your institution? Because the whole idea of this place is that you are coming back and you're going to develop West Africa. You're going to make us better. So the next session is how will you transfer the knowledge gain? Section 6. Please, can you still see the slide? Are you seeing the sections I'm talking about?
Yes, yes, we are seeing it.
Good. So the next section is how and when will you transfer the knowledge gained through this award back to your home communities and institutions? Provide a proposed timetable, topics of workshops, community engagement activities, social and community impact of research events, teachings, etc., the targeted audience. So for me, at that point, it was simple. It was easy for me to be able to come about this issue of coming up with a timetable, how I was going to give back. Because before now, I'd been involved with a lot of leadership activities. I'd served with ICSAN, I've served in the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, I've served in different committees in my church and different institutions as conference planning committee members. So it was easy. So, and that's why, to just tie this to your leadership activity. So some of the things you've been doing, how you relate generally to the opportunities you will later see in life. And so I remember in this session, I came up with, let me see, I think it was 6, okay, even 7 things I was going to do. I remember I was doing this in one of my mentors' offices, and I had written almost 10 things, and it's like, Sophie, is enough. And of course, even the section allotted will not give you too much, so you have to make it sunset. So I came up with 7 things to say, oh, I was going to do this. I'm already currently writing different proposals, scheduling talks. Hopefully I get sponsors to do more. I said I was going to do this. I was going to talk to the secondary school student. I was going to talk to my university. I was going to do talks. That's me. That's my area. My own. So the things I was going to give back, how I said I was going to transfer the knowledge I gained through this award. This thing is, I'm not just sharing this for you to come and say, oh, I want to do the same thing. No, you have to look at your own research focus, how it affects you, and how you think you really want to give back. I'm doing this as a result of my unique experience. Even in the course of the award, I knew how overwhelmed I was putting all this together. And I said, you know what? This me who have become some of the things I've been over the years, the first thing that came to my mind, I said, I'm going to transfer by going back to the secondary school. I want to catch them young. I want to prepare them for leadership. I want them to open their minds to know that let them start taking up opportunities, because all these things will give you opportunities and clout in the future. And that's why one of the first things I said was I was going to raise mentors. I was going to go to secondary school. I was going to do this in the workplace. I was going to target my university. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So you may look at what you want to do. You have different areas. If you're in the science base, I don't know. You can say they want to know how you want to transfer this knowledge. How are you going to give back? So they want you to do topics of workshop. It could be anything. You are going to state it. You can see what I did here. I even did a proposed date, Thursday, 20th of October. I put the topic. I put the summary of the activity, how I was going to do it. I said I was going to present the seminar, interactive session. I'll do hybrid for 2 hours. I said a lot of things. You know, even this thing I'm doing right now is actually in line with giving back, transferring the knowledge. Even though I had not put it here, I said I was going to write about it. But when this opportunity came, I jumped on it because I already had the impression before I left for the award that, look, you're not just swallowing everything for free. You are meant to give back. One of my mentors had told me years ago, he said, Sophia, you have to pay it forward. So someone has done this for you. What are you going to do for others? We're not supposed to be selfish. So you have to be thinking broadly. How will this thing actually impact my community, my society, my university, wherever? Put it down, propose everything. And you're going to mean it. Incidentally, it was very easy for me. I just came back and I've blown this thing. You see, it was 7. By the time I came back, new ideas came. I had like 10 things I'm already working on. I'm currently even looking for sponsors to be able to achieve them, because of course the idea has blown so much, like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this. It's all about giving back, because to me, I'm so grateful and I'm wondering, look, what if I didn't have this opportunity? What can I do to others? What can I give back for posterity's sake, that other people will have the benefits of this research? This is what this session is about. I believe you've understood it. So start putting down your questions, because we might not have too much time. So we have less than 30 minutes or thereabouts, so we'll be able to take them. So the next one, okay, they talked about scholarship time commitments, session 7. You'll be required to get sabbatical leave, of course. So this area says, how will you be able to commit to this time? You have to choose from 2 different terms, award lengths. You have the short term, 30 to 60 days. You have the midterm, 61 to 180 days. So for me, I chose the midterm. Initially I chose the longer time, but in their own best decision, they gave me short term, and fine. It wasn't enough, but we were able to manage to do what we could do within the 60 days I stayed. So you look at what you want to do, look at your circumstances, your work, position where you are, where they are going to release you, because this is where you now have the scholarship time commitment. They want to see that your university will actually be able to give you that time to come. And then also, I think what is also important in this category is the nature of your research. So for instance, assuming your research is science-based and you're going to go somewhere to take samples and you're supposed to be there to hatch the chicks, whatever, and even the hatching of the chick in the location, for instance, will take 2 months. You can't want to take short term. You have to take mid-term. So you look at what you are proposing to do and they'll look at it to approve. So you choose. And then the final, this other session in this session 7 was also very deep for me. Aside talking about the time commitment, you must say whether your supervisor will be able to give you time. You make a commitment to that. I said I've discussed the award extensively with my PhD supervisor who has given me time off. The next thing is the motivation for my commitment. You don't want to know what I wrote. Don't spy my own, go and write your own. But I just said, this was a dream come true for me. As at that time, I had 3 small children, young children at that age. They were 9, 8, and 4 years. I said, I've been looking and praying all my life. You are from Nigeria, you are from Africa. You know, we love God, and everything we do, we put God into it. And I wrote it like that this is the opportunity I've been praying for over the last 10 years. To have time and space. I miss my role as a wife, mother, to focus on my research, to develop an article on the aspect of my thesis. So that's one of the key things that period did for me, because while I was away in Canada, I had the time to reflect. So I said the motivation for my commitment, I love to go away, and I'm hoping that I will have this time to do this, to publish, to do my work, to have some time to think about me. So you see, when I was even there, I had ideas that I was not having in Nigeria. I was sharing with one of my mentor professors, and each time we'll have the time to talk on the phone, I will tell him it will be one new idea or the other. And I said, sir, my head is just blowing with different ideas. And he said, yes, that's what you get. When you're in a particular environment, your head will be clear. So I had said all those things as part of my commitment, why I'll be motivated, why I want to go. And I said it will also give me opportunity to work closely with my mentors, the professors, and the award will also give me opportunity to get mentors from the placement partners, which would equip me further for my research. And my research generally, like I've come back, I've started doing a lot of activities which will deepen my work, which will lead to more sustainable economies in West Africa and diaspora. That's my research focus. So you need to state clearly the motivation for your commitment and say, look, why do I want to go? Why do I need, what will it do for me personally? So this is you talking about yourself and stating what this would do for you. Finally, the budgetary request. So as at that time, we had a budget. You see the budget, if you are going for short term, it's 9,700 CAD. I'm not looking at the current one. I know the figures would have changed because of the inflation and all that, but this was mine. Then I like I told you, I applied for midterm, even though I didn't get it. I finally got short term. So I've done everything. So now when doing this budget, I actually, I think this was what took my time more, because I did research, like I was away calling Canada. I remember for transportation, I had to actually go online, do Uber, calculate, oh, these kilometers, I mean, I want to go for a meeting, how much? So I needed a lot of mathematical analysis in this session. And I got the help of one or two academics in Canada to help me collate it. Because remember, when you're doing budget for grants, it's not just for you to put any amount. This is not where you want to see money to buy gold. It's you have to actually put a proper budget that depicts what you are going to use. So as at that time, my airfare, I actually booked a ticket at that time to say, okay, this was what it was going to cost and all that. And you know, the people are realistic. So you put it, if the price has changed as at when you are going, they know what to do. I talked about travel insurance. I actually did my research. So you do your research to accommodation, food. I called local transport, health insurance. I called companies. So they were real figures that I felt that, okay, if I get this money, how am I going to manage it for the 6 months? And, you know, so I did everything. And then research expenses. So you can see phone calls for the science students. I said Wi-Fi, conference, seminars. Because I'm traveling, I was hoping that I was going to have the opportunity to attend conference or seminar. So I needed to do a budget for that. So you can now say what you look at your own budget, what you think you want to do when you are there. Remember, like I told you, our research areas and focus may be different. And as a result, if your own is different, you might put a different thing. But remember, you must justify your budget. So the next session, you see, I had a total budget there of 20,465. I did not finish the budget, even though they were to give me 24,400. My total budget I submitted was 20,465. So there's a section for budget justification. They said the applicant will justify each item included in budget. So one of the things I want to quickly share is the area of my living allowances. I've budgeted a rate of 1,000 CAD per month for a room apartment, which was for accommodation. I said things are very expensive in Canada right now. So I don't even know if 1,000 CAD can get you one room now. So you have to cross-check with the information. So for food, I tried my best to come up with a budget for $500 a month. Local transport, I did some mathematical analysis. I did 50 CAD per day. Well, I'm just looking at it, how realistic these things, after my experience of going and coming back. So you have to look at what is realistic in line with the current economic realities. I put something for research assistants, Wi-Fi. So I just justify the budget, and then I put a section for miscellaneous. So at the end of the day, of course, you have a section for your signature and your date. So that's just my form and the budget run through. So one advice I want to give, like for the health insurance, and so I didn't just come up with figures. That's one thing you need to know. I actually made calls. I researched, called people like real life, like I wanted to do it. I used real figures. So that's one key thing we'll have to learn when doing this grant proposal, because you need to put exactly, like you can say I put a section for miscellaneous. That's my mind was, oh, if there's anything that came up and I did not budget for it, I'll be able to get it from my miscellaneous expenses. So like I said, the critical issue in the whole of this application process is that are key, your key focus area for your research focus, the proposal. You may need guide, help from your mentors, professors, supervisors. So don't imagine that you can do it alone. You may need guide to have 1 or 2, 3, 4 persons checking it with you. I had help with mentors, and that's what I want to spend the next 1, 2, 3 minutes talking about. Incidentally, this morning I just ran into a post from a colleague, and I read the link, and the person was talking about sponsors and mentors, and used the analysis of President Barack Obama, that as at that time he had a sponsor, I think that was John Kerry, that gave him the platform to first speak. The first big audience he spoke to, about 15,000 guests. So what am I trying to say? If this is a first for you, don't just go to your corner and say, oh, I'm good in English, I can package this alone. No, try and get 1, 2, 3 mentors that are bigger than you. This person may not be in your field, but maybe this person's help to you will be English, logical, grammatical errors to help you put everything together. I had that help, and I was able to draw from the help of my mentors. Even while I was there, and when I came back, I still went back. I'm still thanking them that, oh, this was as a result of you. Because if I'd gone to my university department for Babcock Research Innovation Department and to see the director, and probably they just told me one thing, I probably would be discouraged. So try and get people, get cheerleaders, people that will encourage you. To me, it is critical for you, because if you were feeling the way I was feeling, I had many nights in the course of this period where I made up my mind overnight, convinced myself that I was not going to go on with the award. And then I would go the next morning to see my supervisor. He would look at me and say, after telling him the plan of how I don't want to do this thing again and concentrate on my PhD, he said, Sophie, I've been there. Whatever support you need, we'll give, go and do it. And so at some point, I was forced to believe in the process, and I keyed into it. So please get people to look through this work with you, get mentors, get sponsors to look into it. Consult far and wide. Consult far and wide. Don't just think you know it. Let other eyes look at it to be sure you are doing what you are doing. So I wish you all the best of luck. And please, you can, if you feel you do not need this opportunity, there might be so many. This particular opportunity, the second cohort call from Houghton University for the Queen Elizabeth Scholarship Advanced Scholars West Africa Program is for ladies. You could share, you could encourage, and it will go a long way. So the next few minutes, thank you so much for your time, for listening to me. I'm going to have just few minutes, within 30 minutes, to take questions and answers. I'm going to stop sharing. I want to take questions and answers, and we'll first of all go to the chat box. I can see some of my scholars here. I want to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Rashida Konde. She's from the Economic Department of Kwara State University. She's here. I hope we'll have time for her to greet. I want to check the chat box to see what has been said, if it's something I can attend to before we open the mic for question and answer. Okay, I'm having an issue trying to get to the questions. So while I'm doing that with my other device, please just feel free. I can take one question right away. I can take one question right away while I'm trying to read the questions from the chat box. So if you have a question, or you think you need clarity, you can just say, I'm trying to.
Hello.
Yeah, please, who am I speaking? Who is speaking?
Yes,
Just
hello.
introduce yourself. Yes.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mistura Alarum.
Okay.
From Oshida Bella Polytechnic. Thank you. I want to appreciate this opportunity greatly. In fact, Dr. Akode have been disturbing her. She was the one that gave me this link to this meeting today. I'm also a bit worried on how to go about it. Like you said, you should have, hire mentors. So my write-up, my proposal have been giving people to help me look at it, and they have been assisting. But it is that cost area where I'm hung now. Because I don't have idea of how to go about it. Just like you said that maybe you can contact somebody in Canada. I just got the idea. I will try to do that. But I just hope that within the little time, because it's on 28th that the call will close. So
Yes.
I'm trying very hard. So I wouldn't know if you can. I put my number on the chat box. Maybe once in a while, if I'm hung, I can quickly chat your number. Or because I also asked Dr. Akode, she has not responded. I can just ask, like our own is still a fresh application. So no, we can quickly contact and ask one or two things to bail us out of whatever issue we have at hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to thank you so much. I saw Dr. Rashida Okonde, she's online. If there's time, she's going to greet. I'm going to see if she's there. Does she want to say something briefly? She's still around.
Hello, Sophia. Hello.
Can we see your face? Salam
Yours is
alaikum.
okay. Sophia.
Wa alaikum
Hello.
salam.
Wa alaikum salam. Dr. Mr. Arana, I've not had time. I will have contacted you.
Oh, I
heard you
understand.
saying
I
that
understand.
I would contact you and I'll give you some other tips. For some other people that sent me mail, I sent them some tips on how to apply for the Queen Elizabeth program. So to be honest, Sophia has done a very, very, very good job. In fact, I don't think I would have been able to do better. She did very well. She went through all the nitty-gritties. I didn't have time to even send in the messages. I know that the challenging part usually is the budget part. And for me, what I did was that I didn't actually, unlike Sophia that went to call people from Canada and things like that, I just went online, Googled what's the price for house rent in Ottawa or in Carleton University, things like that. These are where I got my figures from. So for me, because I've been working with budget, I'm working in academia, I've been working with budget before, I know that they don't want the exact price. They don't expect you to know the exact price, but they want something close, an average. So I already do things like that in the past. So I then on some, I think what else would do, then feeding, I looked at the average feeding, cost of feeding in Canada. So most of these things I got it on Google and that, because when I actually asked somebody, the person was in the US, the person was like, oh, please just Google it. And I was okay, let me try it. And that's why I got my own budget. So like I said, she went, my form is similar to hers. All those motivation things you need to do to give back and things like that, I did that too. And what else? The aspect of placement partner and your mentor is very important. If you don't have a placement partner, I don't think you're going to be picked. And if their work doesn't align with your work, they themselves will not pick you. So it's very important that if they're not interested in your work, they might not pick you. So you have to understand that you have to go and read their profile, know what they are doing, and find out how you can, if you're a researcher, you will know that there are ways you can actually align your work with other people's work, and it will be interesting. So that's what I was able to do. I really wish everybody the best of luck and in this application. And I hope that it's going to be beneficial for you. For me, it was really beneficial. It's exposed me, it gave me the visibility that I didn't expect. In fact, I'm a very quiet person. I don't like too much noise and everything. It gave me so much noise that I was really, really thinking, oh, wow. So this is really a good opportunity for anybody in research, in academia, and people that have a PhD early career, especially women, that you don't really have time to do all those things when you have kids and things like that. And I had time. I was able to.
You attended a boat. You went for a boat cruise.
Yeah, we had so many other fun activities. And there's one thing that happened is that most of this, our cohort was like, we had this bond. Like we had some people in Cameroon, we had people in Ghana, we had this beautiful bond that, we cook, we eat together. I didn't even know our food was similar. I know I'll make semo, make fufu, and everybody eats it and things like that. So we had this beautiful bond. We had time out, we went for boat cruise. And there's one thing I said that I came back with me with this program was my time management skill. Sophia is already a boss. Like she knows how to manage her time. For me, I'm still struggling. So for me, in the night when I'm still struggling with my research, Sophia was like, let's go to cinema. Let's go to this. I was like, when do you have time to do this? And even at that, we were able to achieve all those things with this just 3 months. We had our work that were really busy. We had all the schedules that they give us from the institutes themselves, and we still had time to at least, have fun, go to other places, which was really important for me because it helped me to manage time effectively. And I'm actually doing that even with my family too now. So it's an all-rounder experience. Whether you're professional, it's going to help your professional it's going to boost your professional career, and it's also going to boost your personal life, which is a good experience in my own perspective. So wishing you all the best. And Sophia,
thank you so much.
I miss you. Take care.
Hello.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So,
okay, please.
Just hold on, please. Hold on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
share the CV. Someone just asked a question. Please mute yourself if you are not speaking. Ms. Tura, please mute. Thank you. So I will just share my screen one more time. I want to quickly run through the CV. Someone is asking whether the CV format is Canadian style. Yes. If it's the same with what we did, just hold on a moment. I'm trying to get the CV to just share for you. So someone asked a question, if the CV to be shared is a Canadian. So you can see, but for Africa, not so many people do this format. So this was my CV I submitted. So you need to work on it. And if they give you a template for any program, for especially this QES, please work with their templates. So you can see this was a sample of the CV I did. This, you don't have to, you just fill in your institution and location, see what I did, all the institutions I attended, my universities, and then the degree, membership grade, completion date, field of study. You understand? Then personal statement. So, this personal statement is more of like your proposal, that place we're talking about research focus. Dr. Aisha Mohammed, the way you're looking at this thing, you want to swallow everything. You pay $1 billion. So you can see this section for personal statement is you need to write this section in, bring out, put your best foot forward. You must know how to write about yourself, what your research focus is, your leadership skills, everything you talk about in this statement. It's like your profile. Talk about it, your strong words, the key words, what you want to do, your leadership skills. So yeah, you must talk about your research focus, talk also about your leadership skills in this area and how your research aligns with your mentor and the placement partners. That's what I did under my personal statement. It's like your profile. You know how that your personal statement in Nigerian profile, West African profile, you want to talk about the key things about you. If this is the only place they will read in that CV, what do you want them to know? So put your best foot forward. Then the next section, position, scientific appointment. So this is just me. you if you're in the university, academia, yours will be different. You have other things you can put there. Position, scientific appointments of honor, you put contribution to science, of course, you all know the papers you have written. So one thing I want to encourage you, this was one of my issues, because as at the time I was applying for this, I had not published any scientific paper. All my paper were in progress. I sent something to Cambridge, one conference, Oxford. I've done a lot of things. Nothing had come back to me. I think I had sent something to, I'd done one conference in 2020. They were under, if you are doing any category A or scoping, you know how they take forever, 1 year, 2 years. So at that time, I had papers that were not out. They were still in the process. And good a thing, I went to the Canada website, the counting. I saw a lot of in process. I said, under production, which style is this one? So I went and wrote all my papers. I was currently working on the ones I had submitted to journals, and that they are not coming, they have not come back. The ones I was doing at that time, I wrote everything out and I stated it. Then my knowledge mobilization activities. So this area, you can see a lot of things. You are seeing my digital footprints there, the links. They expect you to do. So I actually had more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think because of the space, I listed only 5. So in this section, you go online, some of the things you've done, your knowledge mobilization activities, things like the Zoom webinar trainings, things you've done. It could be something you wrote on in a newspaper, something, whatever you've done that is there, that has a digital footprint. Type your name, go out, bring out the strongest 5 or 4, depending on the space they allot to you. Talk about it. That's what I did here. The research funding history. Of course, if you've gotten other awards, you say what you have gotten. When I was in the university, I was a beneficiary of Shell Scholarship. I stated how much they gave me and everything. I think that's just basically it. You can see, I think it's just 1 page or so. Because I remember I had more. I had to, work on the award as this session for educational training. I remember I had to expand it. I did it in a way so that it will take everything I want to put. So you can be creative around it. And yes, it's Canadian side. This was what they wanted. So I don't know if the form, I've not opened the form if there's time. Because of time, I don't want to go there. If it's the same thing, just follow this process and I guess you'll be good. So I hope for that participant that asked that question, I hope I've been able to answer that question with respect to what style the CV. Is there CV template for the award? Can you send the link? I don't know. I have not opened this one, but during ours, there was a CV template. And like I said, so maybe we're having issues with the package, because I downloaded the full package, had the 7-page award application form. And there was another one that was attached, that was the CV template. So please check to be sure that you have downloaded it properly. Thank you so much. So I can take one more question. I see a hand up. Is it the same person that has spoken? We would like other people to speak. We have barely 14 minutes more to close this session. Ms. Tura, do you still want to say something?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, please, can we make it brief so that others can ask?
Okay, thank you very much. I have this question is about the mentor. Somebody is telling me that I need to contact the mentor, send my proposal to him or her if she'll be interested, he or she will be interested. I don't know if there is need for that.
Well, I don't think there's need for that, because for the mentor's name to be listed on the website, that means that the mentor, so how like I tried to give you the guys, go and research the mentor, look at the works of the mentor. If the mentor have published some papers or journals, articles, see the area. The mentor would have done something. Go and check the person out on LinkedIn, see what they've done. And then I don't think you need to write the person personally to say this. No. But if you choose you want to do that and if they have the time to answer you, I wish you all the best. I did not write the mentor personally to seek approval. It may be another style, it may work. I did not do that. Thank you. Thank you. So is there any other question, or are we closing before time? Thank you so much for your time. We're recording this. Hopefully we'll get the recording so that after now, for those that are not, some people are in different meetings right now, not able to join, but they are taking their time to send a message to that effect. I hope that by the time they listen to this, they would be able to get some help. I apologize. A lot of you have been trying to call me. I've not been able to take my calls, those calls in the last 2-3 weeks because I've actually been busy. So I hope this answers all the questions. If it doesn't, you can send me a WhatsApp chat and I'll be able to take it. So thank you very, very much for your time. I don't know if Professor Amiri SN is still there. I want to appreciate all of you for the moral support, especially Dr. Rashida Akonde from Kwara State University, that one of our QE scholars that took her time to also attend this session. For our French-speaking participants, you, like I said, send me a mail immediately, or you can chat me up on WhatsApp. Let's see what we can do for you immediately. I hope that this has helped. Any final question before we call it a day?
Ma, how can we reach you?
Okay, I'm going to quickly drop my WhatsApp number on the chat box. So you take it from there. Well, please just send me WhatsApp message. So that's my WhatsApp number. That's my WhatsApp number, 08037498540. Just send me WhatsApp message, your name, university, and then just straight to the point. And I will take it up from there. So
okay, so Sophia.
Hey, Mawiyenga, I see you. Hold on, please. Efra from Ghana is asking, she's from University of Ghana, she's asking, when you got there, how was the relationship between yourself, mentors, and research placement partner? How did you manage the relationship and your work? Oh, well, it was okay. It was seamless because the research work was different from the placement work. Was the research work. So you have a mentor. Your mentor is like a supervisor. So you, like what you have when you're doing your PhD, that will be looking, you'll be sharing your academic work with. You write papers together. If there's anything you want to do, give you ideas. That's the kind of relationship you have with your mentors. It's academic work. Your placement partner, you're actually carrying out the work. So depending on different people have different experiences, the kind of work you are doing for your placement partner, you are doing with your placement partner. So your relationship would be with respect to the terms of reference, what you said you wanted to do and achieve there. I had a very excellent relationship with my placement partner, particularly because the organization actually was on all fours, according to what we say in law. It's aligned with my research focus. So I was giving back my all. It was, I see they said 30% of your time, but I think I actually did more when we connected even beyond the work. The mentors, the same thing. So I think I was able to get the assistance I got. And so, but from my own experience, my own unique experience, that's why I'm advising everyone to ensure you choose a mentor that aligns totally with your work, and to be very sure that you can get the time you request. So I have Mawiyenga Makafu-Butu on the line all the way from Ghana. She's one of our key scholars. I would like her to greet everyone. Mawiyenga.
Hello. Yeah, hello, Sophie.
Where's your face?
Thank you so much for organizing this. And
you're not showing your face.
Oh, my network is a bit unstable, so
okay.
If I should turn on my camera, it may create some challenges. Yeah, and I want to say thank you to all the participants who were able to join us online. I wish you all the very best. And as Sophia rightly said, we being the first cohort for this program, we had a very beautiful time together. We lived as sisters, and we are still in touch with one another. And so I would want to say that I wish all the participants all the very best. And I know there are some colleagues in Ghana who are tuned in for this program. And I pray that
wow. Oh, sorry, network is not bad. Mawiyenga. Sorry about that.
well. So all the best, my sisters.
Thank you. Sorry, the network is bad. So far,
yeah, hello Sophia as well for pulling this together.
You're welcome. For the Francophone participants, like I said, if you can quickly chat me within the time, we'll see what can be arranged for you. Thank you so much for attending, and I hope that this answers everything. Chioma is saying there are a list of mentors for this grant, so you can pick from them as applied to your research. Yes, you can pick from the list of mentors, please. You don't go outside the list to look for mentors. You stay within the list. Thank you so much, and I hope this 1 hour 30 minutes thereabout has justified your time. I looked at the question that were asked by EFA, Professor Miri, and I hope that the participant that said how to locate a placement partner, I hope that this session indeed has clarified all your doubts about the opportunity. And yes, it is real. It is real, because one of the first things someone might think is that, oh, it's a scam. Would they really give you the opportunity to travel to Canada? Yes, you will go. We have colleagues from Cameroon that even went to 2 countries. So we have like 2 or 3 persons around in our cohort that went to Abidjan, Cameroon, and then also came to Canada. So they'll split the time for you depending on your research focus. So it's real. It's these 5 days, if you've not done anything, it's enough for you to give it all your best. And guess what? Like I said towards the end of my application, I really wanted to share my award application experience. The QS experience generally is a story for another day. I intend to do different programs on that, but this application process, towards the end, there was something I said to myself, which I thought was a strong motivating factor. It was a spiritual thing that most time God sees our heart. I told myself while I was gathering all the information, it got to a point where I said, you know what? And I told my supervisor, I said, look, even if I was not chosen, even if I was not selected, I've gained a major lesson in the course of this application. And that should be your own mantra. That should be your decision to say, look, I'm going to go on with this process, because even if you apply, after then I've applied for so many other fellowship and grants, even if you have not chosen, because all the things I've applied for internationally, each time I come back to assess the questions they ask, it makes me say, oh, okay, maybe I'm strong in this area, I'm not strong in this area. Okay, I need to develop in this area. It broadens your mind, your horizon. So take it up as a challenge, even though it looks overwhelming for you, like it was for me initially, that look, I can't do this, I'm not qualified. Take on the challenge. Talk to mentors, get support from everywhere. At the end of the day, you'll be shocked, just like me, that you'll be chosen. And then you prepare yourself and say, look, even if I am not chosen, I am better for it, because I now understand what my leadership activities are. In fact, before then, I had not ever gone online to actually collect my digital footprints, which is typing your name on Google, go to YouTube, say, bring out all your articles, everything you've ever done online. Go and do it after today. Even if, so it just gives you an idea of what your perception is. How do people see you? Remember that you're applying for something, you want them to invest in you. Do you think you are worth investing in? So to me, that was a very key experience for me. So I'd already started reaping from the grant award even before I was chosen, because I made up my mind that, look, the questions asked and everything I put together made me to start seeing myself in a very global light, in a different level, in a different perspective. And you should start seeing yourself in that way too. So if you think you are not able to do this, please, you can. And this is just my encouragement to you. I love you. Our time is 3 minutes to go. It's almost up. So I'm just sending all the hugs your way, the kisses. I'm sending the prayers. I'm sending the motivation for all those nights I did not sleep. My eyes was like this popping. Sleepless night. I wish you strength to go on. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm a mother of 3 children. So no excuse. There's no excuse. You're cooking away. You can do it. Just know that you can do it. I wish you all the best and the strength. Thank you so much. I love you and have a blessed weekend.
Bye. Thanks so much. In fact, we learned a lot. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Sophia.
Thank you. God
So
bless.
we try our best.
Bye.
Bye,
Yes,
bye.
yes. I
Love
want to
you.
hear
Bye.
your
Bye.
Bye.
testimony. When you have been
Bye.
selected, come back and share.
Yes,
Definitely.
we
Send me
will.
a mail and tell
Definitely.
me I was selected. You are going to
Definitely.
rejoice.
Yes,
Thank
so
you
All
so
right.
much.
All right. Bye.
share.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you so much. Thank you.